What up, people? Please give this video a like if you like the video. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the icon in the bottom right hand corner of this video, and then make sure that you turn your push notifications on so you can receive updates every time we post a video here on the Vaniverse Gaming channel. Okay, people, welcome to another Conan Exiles guide. In today's video, we are covering Chapter 9 of the journey, and this is video number 8. And so, Chapter 9 actually is one of the easier journeys. Well, let me rephrase that. It's easy for this video because a lot of the stuff we've already done in our dungeon videos. So I want to kind of cover what we've already done in previous videos, and all of the links to my different video series will be in the description. So go ahead and click on those and get down in there. And then there's a couple things we'll do in here, and like several other chapters, there is one of the journeys that's probably still broken. Just depends on the people, I guess, and the console, so we'll kind of explain that to you as well. So let's jump in here. So, Chapter 9 journeys. The first one I have on here is Visit the Mound of the Dead. So the Mound of the Dead is actually over here. See this guy right here? So when you're on your way to killing the Barrow King, you have to go past the Mound of the Dead. There's also an obelisk here that you also need to obtain by, it says to, you don't see it because it's currently broken, but basically discover all the Giant King obelisks. So when you go to discover all the Giant King obelisks, you're going to unlock the Mound of the Dead. And if you're also going to see the, to kill the Barrow King, you're going to pass the Mound of the Dead. So I have a dungeon video where I show how to kill the Barrow King. And in that, I believe I do unlock the Mound of the Dead at the same time. So also, when you're in the Barrow King's lair, there is a stone that I show you that you click on. You have to be, I believe, level 50 in order to do it. And then that unlocks the ability to make the King's Scourge polearm and the King's Scourge daggers. And if you create the King's Scourge polearm, you will get the unlock for creating a legendary weapon. So let's keep looking through here. So that was Mound of the Dead, defeat the Barrow King. Obtain a black ice weapon. So I showed how to do this in the video with the Temple of Frost. So up here. Way up here, you have the Temple of Frost. Again, here's another obelisk that you're going to have to find when you do the unlock all the greater obelisks. So all the obelisk locations I showed in my map room guide. So that's also going to be posted down below. So when you go into the Temple of Frost, in that video I show how you go to the actual blacksmith, and then on the blacksmith you create it. I believe you need to have a hardened steel weapon on you in order to create it into a black ice weapon. And it has to be a weapon, it can't be a tool, in order to unlock that. Now over here, maintain normal temperature in the most extreme cold. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is actually right here at the Bridge of the Betrayer, because it goes from not cold at all to extremely cold to frostbite. And so if you wait and you eat something that's kind of warming on this side where you almost get too hot, and then you start running across the Bridge of the Betrayer, then you should stay high enough that when you get into where it would normally be frostbite, that you won't have frostbite, and it should unlock the journey of maintaining the temperature in the most extreme cold. Defeat Hunger the Frost. This was also shown in the same video that you obtain a black ice weapon, and that is my Temple of Frost dungeon guide. And then equip a Nordheim armor set. I showed this because I had to equip some gear in order to go up north, but basically in your feats, if you come down here, the Nordheimer set looks a little bit like, where are you? This right here. So you have to be level 40. And basically, you make any of these pieces of gear. Let's just unlock it. We'll go over to the armor bench and we'll show you. If I don't hit a giant lag spike. And right here is the Nordheimer stuff. So like this one requires fur and some medium gauntlets. Fur you can get in the frozen north. They also drop off of gorillas in the jungle. And the medium gauntlets are very simple. You just need some regular leather and some twine. So we're not going to go into all that. I have a whole new beginner's guide series. Chapter 9 shows, I believe, how to make everything on the different machines. And then Chapter 10 of my new player's guide shows you where to get a lot of the stuff. Now, some of my videos, people are mentioning things have changed. You know, there are times where I'll do a video on something and then Funcom will change it. And so if that's happening, you know, I apologize. It's just, it was that way when I did it. So maybe I can make another video in the future that will maybe be the new way of doing things. All right, so that are all the ones that I have already unlocked. So now let's talk about the 4 here that are not unlocked and how do we do that. So the first one here is buff yourself with Warpaint. So Warpaint is something that you actually unlock. Actually, let's just go to feats here. So there's 2 different types of Warpaint. You first need to unlock this bad boy right here. And in order to do that, you need the Papyrus Scroll. So once you unlock the Papyrus Scroll at level 12, then you unlock the Decorative War Paint. So Decorative War Paint, you have to do earlier on in the journey. I show you that. And this is just a decoration. It's not a buff War Paint. But then once you get to, let's see here, right here, level 42, you actually can do Functional War Paint. And this is the War Paint that will give you the Chapter 9 journey buff yourself with War Paint, because each one of these actually give you a buff. So similar to other War Paints, you're probably going to have Die Maker unlocked as well, because you're going to have to create a die. So we'll unlock that right here. And then we're going to do this in our cauldron. So in your cauldron, you will see once you unlock Die Maker, if you scroll all the way down and you have... Here is the buff War Paint. You can see it requires dragon powder. Here is the decorative War Paint. So no dragon powder. So in order to make dragon powder, you need 2 demon blood, 10 brimstone, 50 crystal, and 100 steel fire. Now, if you had a tier 3 alchemist, it would be like 1 demon blood, 7 brimstone, 33 crystal, and like 75 steel fire. So it's a little bit better for you. And then the War Paint itself would actually only be 1 demon fire instead of 2. So the one that I find the easiest to make is the light ash dye. So basically, if you come up here, you'll see here's regular ash dye, which just requires resin. You get that off of any tree you hit up in the frozen north. And then down here, you have the light dye colorant, which is just bone, and the water-filled flask. So I already showed you guys how to make water-filled flask in another video. But basically, you get your glass flask mold that you make on your blacksmith bench here, this thing. And then you put it in your furnace with some glass. Glass is made by putting crystal in your furnace. So if you just put regular crystal in the furnace, it'll turn to glass. And then if you have a glass flask mold, the glass will turn into an empty glass flask. And then in order to fill the empty glass flask, you just basically come over to the water, put the empty glass flask onto your bar, and turn it into a water-filled flask. So that's pretty much all you need is that, a little bit of bone, and some resin, and then you'll actually be able to make this right here, which is called light ash dye. And so this is used in this recipe right here. So you make your inking brush, you make your papyrus scroll, you make your light ash dye, and then you have your demon powder. So demon powder is very it costs a little bit. So steel fire comes from tar, which is a byproduct of the tanner, plus brimstone. Brimstone, I put different locations on where you can farm brimstone. Galaman's Tomb is a really good place over here. There's a good farming spot here. This is where I always go, is the salt flats, just because of the location, but watch out for the noxious gas. You either need a C-type mask or a sandstorm mask in order to be able to be able to fight over there without dying to the noxious gas. And so demon blood, a couple people told me that the Sandswept Ruins demon blood is not as easy to get there anymore. So if that's the case, I would still then target these guys that are in this little mountain area here. I showed this in another video. I think, if I remember correctly, There's somewhere around here, I believe, is where one is. And then there's also another one up through here. They seem to drop the most demon blood. People have also mentioned right here the Shellback Hollow. These are a bunch of undead Shellback. There is corruption in this hollow, but you can drag them to the entrance and kill them. They drop some decent demon blood. I still think the guys right here, I'm sorry, where am I? Where's the hole? Right here. The sinkhole, there's some demon blood that drops from these little creatures around here. But apparently over here, these things are much harder and not as easy to get demon blood from. Obviously, if you are high enough and you watch my Barrow King video, you can easily, if you kill the Barrow King, he drops a ton of demon blood. And then up here on this little ramp, there's more of those little mini rock guys. There's 3 of them if you make it all the way up to this bridge. I think there's one here, one here, and one here. And killing those 3 and harvesting with like a hardened pick or a steel pick, you're going to get a lot of demon blood from that as well. So basically, once you craft everything, then you just basically make the war paint. So let's just do it here. I'm going to actually just spawn it in just for time's sake. And we're going to put in war paint, I think. I don't even know. Yeah. And, oh, what is this? Let's not spawn in war paint. Let's spawn in light dye. Light ash dye. And then we need a brush. Some brush thingy. And we need papyrus. Papyrus. Yep, there it is. And we need demon fire. No. What is it called? What is it called? Shoot. What is it called? Man. Dragon powder. Good lord. I've been doing this game too much. I don't even know what's what. Boom, boom. Okay. So, put in my 2 dragon powder, my papyrus scroll, my inking brush, and my light ash dye. And come down to my war paint. This one here. Craft. And turn on. Oh no, we need some, oh, wow. I have it on Instacraft. Look at that. So there it is. Put it in your inventory, right click it, buff yourself with Warpaint is now completed, and if you take off your chest, you can see what it looks like. You even got some on your face too. So that's that journey there. The next journey is going to be Summon Witchfire, so let's go back to the admin panel and let's make it noon again. So Witchfire is not too hard to get either. It requires that glowing goop stuff that it's blue and it glows and it's in water. So where is it? Witchfire. You need first torch unlocked, so this one. And then after you unlock the torch, you need the torch bearer unlocked. And then after you unlock the torch bearer, it's right here, alchemical powder, right here. Witchfire. Witchfire. There you go. Unlock. All right, so Witchfire is also made on your bench here. So basically, it requires 8 brimstone and 2 glowing essences. So if you come up here, you'll see that glowing essence is just aloe and glowing goop. Best places for glowing goop is I find a ton of it in right here in the where is it? The dregs. Like there's a ton in the dregs. And then also pretty much in any cave, there's a little newbie cave right here, this Haman's Grotto thingy where the imps are. There's a ton down in there if you swim down in the water. And then the brimstone here. And then all across the newbie land, there's tons of aloe, so you can pick up aloe and then make it. Super easy to make. So then once you make the powder, then to make the torch, you need the artisan bench. Is this an artisan bench? Yes. So then you need the torch. Let it zone in here and right here. So you just need 5 iron and the witchfire powder. So let me just spawn one in. Witchfire powder. Okay. And then, do I have iron bars in one of these ridiculous chests? I have to. There's got to be an iron bar somewhere. There we go. Perfect. So come over here. Not you. Get out my way. Get out my way. And then click on whichever one. You want the standing one or the wall hanging one. Let's do the wall. And then put it in here and right there. Summon Witchfire. So then you can put this nifty little torch on your wall. That's pretty. Ta-da. Okay. So there you go. That's that one. Now the next one that we have not unlocked yet is pour boiling oil out of a cauldron. So this one actually requires two things to do. So first things first, you need to have this right here. This is your Siege Cauldron. So it will give you a reinforced stone crenulated wall or black ice crenulated wall and a Siege Cauldron. So we're going to unlock that. So once you unlock that, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to place a stone crenulated wall and then put the cauldron into that stone crenulated wall. So if you go to your inventory, you'll see right here, that's the black ice one. Let's just do the other one right here. So it requires 15 hardened brick, 4 shaped wood, and 3 steel and reinforcements. And then once you create that, you actually have to create the Siege Cauldron itself, which I believe is in your artisan bench. It is not. I believe it's in your blacksmith bench, right here. And so this is 15 steel bars and some shaped wood. And then you're going to need tar to actually put into the Siege Cauldron. So I'm not going to, well, I might have enough. Let me see. I might have the shaped wood and steel bars in here. There's some shaped wood. There's some steel bars. Shaped wood and steel bars. Any more? No. No. Sugar sticks. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So come over here. Put in your wood and your bars and click on this bad boy and craft. And then we need some hardened brick. Do I have any hardened brick? Cheese our brick. House. No. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Okay. So let me spawn in some hardened brick here and some steel reinforcements. Okay, so admin panel. Hardened brick. Hardened. There we go. And steel reinforcements. So, like I said, if you want to check out Chapter 9 of my new player's guide, it shows you how to make all this stuff. But once you have that, you make your crenulated wall. So crenulated walls are fantastic for preventing people from getting in your base. Now, you can put a crenulated wall on any kind of structure, but just understand, I would probably put it on tier 3 because if you put your crenulated wall here, right, and someone blows up this wall, then it's not going to do anything. But what's great about crenulated walls is if you're built up high, you can put these around your base and then people can't climb. They get, well, people shouldn't be able to climb. Why am I not taking damage? Oh, ha! If people were not in God mode, they would not be able to climb. Let's try again. Stopped. So this is what's great about crenulated walls is that when you build up really high, you can put a whole ring of crenulated walls around the base. So in one of my videos, I mentioned about how to protect my tower base with crenulated walls. This is how you do it. You basically just put a whole ring around your base and nobody can climb up on your base. There is a stair trick that also works, but we'll cover that in another episode. All right, so right here, we have a Siege Cauldron now. So we take our little Siege Cauldron, and it fits right into your crenulated wall. You have to have the crenulated wall to lock it in. Boom, done, okay? Now we need some tar. For the love of all thing holy, do I have tar? Any tar? Tar anywhere. Ay. I am terrible at this game. Tar? Tar. Okay, whatever. Forget about it. Admin panel. Tar. Just a byproduct of your tanner. Okay. So click on the click on the Siege Cauldron, and then just double click your tar. Boom. Puts it in the Siege Cauldron. So you'll actually be able to hear it. Can I place something here so I can do this? So you can see it. Let me see. Can I place it? Yeah. Let me. All right, let's do it this way so you can see. Okay, so you can actually hear it bubbling. So it's good to go. So just like your the Treb, you have a handle here. And if you click on the handle, it dumps it down. Now, what's cool about this is if someone's trying to climb up and you hit them with oil, it does damage to them, A, and it also makes your wall slick and they can't climb. So it's another cool little defense if someone's trying to raid you. It's kind of pointless because you already have the crenulated walls, but whatever. It's cool. It's fun. So that is how you unlock that version of the journey. So the last one that we haven't already unlocked is this one right here, which is to discover all of the giant king obelisks. I covered this in the map room video, but this is again another one of the journeys that is broken. So similar to the Lorestone ones in the previous chapter, this one is also broken where I have discovered every single obelisk. I have them all on my map because I did them in my map video, and I have not received the achievement for that. So basically, that is all she wrote on this chapter. Again, not so bad. If you go and kill the Barrow King and you unlock the obelisk, you're going to get the Barrow King journey and the Visit the Mounds of the Dead. If you go to kill Hunger of the Frost, you're going to get the Hunger journey and the Obtain Black Ice weapon. You'll probably even get the Maintain Normal Temperature while you're in the Temple of Frost, because there's a couple points there where it gets extremely cold. And then, you know, buff yourself with Warpaint. Not so hard. You just need the materials. Summon a Witchfire. Super easy. The materials are really easy for that one. Pour a boiling oil from a Siege Cauldron. Piece of cake. A Nordheimer armor. You get it at level 40. You just equip a piece. And then find the giant king obelisks. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do all that stuff that it says in the beginning. And stay tuned for Chapter 10. Now, Chapter 10 is going to be a tough one because I don't even know if any of the things in Chapter 10 work. But the object of the game is you complete all your journey steps. You get all these specific items off of all these certain things. And then you take them to this altar. You combine them. This stupid mummy spawns. You kill it. And then you get to leave the exiled lands. So we'll see if we can recreate that. So stay tuned for Chapter 10. This is Vaniverse, the Vaniverse Gaming Channel. Cheers and peace out.